Do not buy a home when your mama say to, when your mama them say not to. Don't buy a home when your coworkers say not to. Look,
those people aren't paying your bills and they're not paying your mortgage.
And if you don't got the money in the account, you don't need to be going out here in these streets trying to look for a house knowing that you're not prepared. Hey y'all, it's Candace and welcome back to my channel. I really hope you guys are enjoying the videos that I'm posting and the information that I'm putting out. I really am a big nerd when it comes to real estate, new construction, learning about God, having a good time. It's just a lot. And my whole channel is going to be all the pieces of me. I'm going to be introducing myself on every video until it sticks, okay? But if you don't know anything about my brand, I'm going to be a one-stop shop for all your new home needs. So I help people buy, build, sell, invest in new homes. And then on top of that, I also am a candle maker. So I have a home accessory line, and it's through my interior design business called Abundant Life Restore. I've decided that I no longer want to start styling houses. I actually want to be on the product development. So candles is what I love. I love refreshing spaces. So I started there. I wanted to relaunch that because I did it back in 2018. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? On top of doing real estate, on top of being interested in interior design and being certified in that area, I also have a podcast where I share a lot about not only real estate, but I also talk about my journey and my walk with God just throughout life and things that I've been dealing with or processing. And so if you have not heard about it, it's called The Missing Piece by Candace Spann. You can find that on Spotify, and you also can find that on Apple Podcasts as well. I'm just a lover of all those things, and that's what my whole entire YouTube page is going to be about. I recently talked about like a new construction series where, you know, I'm entering into a new series and I'm niching down my real estate bracket. I really want to focus just on new construction homes. So I'm here to come and talk to you about all the things in new construction that you can learn from. So I'll be talking about like why buy a new construction house and pros and cons, and just learning about like the categories of new construction in a neighborhood. After having so many years of experience in the new construction field for about 9 years, I feel like I'm well versed to kind of share about it, and I like talking about it. So hopefully this is something that you can keep in your back pocket when you're not only having conversations with other sales agents, talking to your realtor, or even talking to your family. A couple weeks ago, I actually talked about new construction. What is new construction? I kind of nerded out in that video a little bit. I was kind of like straightforward, like this is what it's all about. This is what new construction is. And let's run it through really quick, not to retell that video, but what I talked about is you have the developer, the builder has communities, and from those communities they have certain floor plans. And a new construction home is simply a house that has just never been lived in. And besides not being lived in, they have different fees associated with different neighborhoods because they have different amenities and different needs for their buyer profile. And one of the main points that I wanted people to learn from that video is that you cannot go to one builder expecting them to produce a home that they don't necessarily specialize in. So if you're looking for affordability and you go to a quality builder, that may not be the smart thing to do, but these are all answers that should be coming from your realtor as you build that relationship with them. So hope that helped. That was kind of like a recap, right? But today though, I'm going to be talking about when is a good time to buy a new construction house. I know I'm big on, you know, buy a house, buy a new construction. The question is,
when is a good time to buy?
I've had this question before, and I kind of did some research and I wanted to share about that. As we know, real estate always and forever will be kind of this roller coaster that we all just simply are going to get on. You know, whether it's going to be a good time, not necessarily a bad time, but just a different time in the market. Rates may be higher, or price points may be higher, or rates may be lower. There may be inventory, there may not be inventory. There's so many different things that the real estate market does over time. Even throughout the years, we've seen the market be really good, 70s and 80s, going into the 90s, and then we saw it like tank in 2008. And then after 2008, things started progressively getting better. But I feel like right after COVID, like 2022, going into 2023, rates just was like standstill at a very high rate. So it's a lot of things throughout real estate. We just have to get with the program, learn about, and be able to navigate it while we have the opportunity to do that. When is a good time to buy a new construction home? Honestly, the best answer is going to be buying a home. This is always going to forever be my answer. And you probably have heard it from multiple realtors, is that you're going to buy a home
When you're ready.
You're going to buy a home when you see it feasible enough that you can financially afford it. That's when you buy a home. Do not buy a home when your mama say to.
When your mama them say not to.
Don't buy a home when your coworkers say not to. Look, those people aren't paying your bills and they're not paying your mortgage. And if you don't got the money in the account, you don't need to be going out here in these streets trying to look for a house knowing that you're not prepared. The answer is going to be buy a home when you're ready, because regardless of how you like it, the market is going to have some type of softening or some type of hit to it where you're just going to have to learn how to navigate the market. That's really just going to be my answer. And I know people hate that, but it's just going to be when you're ready. That's going to be the main answer. Even though I say that, that's not the only answer for when you should buy a new construction house. There's other answers that I will share with you as well. One thing that I will say that I tell some of my clients is I ask them is, what is going to be your piece of the pie? And they're like,
What does that mean?
When I say what is your piece of the pie, meaning the time that you buy, are you buying at a time frame where prices are high, interest rates are high, incentives are great, closing costs, down payment assistance is available, interest rates may be high or lower? What part of the pie are you getting? The reason why I ask that question is because it puts reality that everybody somewhere who has owned a home has experienced one of those things that I've said. And with me going through home ownership twice, I've experienced those. I've experienced extremely low price points, but a super high rate. Okay.
Why 2017 houses is 5%? What is we doing? What is the government doing? You know what I mean?
2022, I had a higher price point, but my rate was lower. So it's like when you're having this conversation, what part of the pie at that time will you be receiving when you're ready to buy? These are going to be things that you're going to experience. So I asked that question, and it's always a good conversation piece because I think some people do get into the buying market and assume that it is going to be a lot of incentives, a lot of credits, a lot of closing costs. It don't work like that for everybody. And everybody's situation is different. So even if your cousin or your mom or your coworker bought a house,
you're not going to get the same incentive that they're going to get.
There's no possible way that they're going to do that unless you're buying literally at the same time as them. But every transaction, like I said, is going to be different. But let's get to the heart of the question. When is a good time to buy a new construction home? I'm looking at my notes, so that's why I'm looking to the side. So the best time that you can buy a new construction home, one of these tips that you can learn from is what I was talking about new construction last video. I was talking about the different builders, and the different builders have different communities. Well, when they are beginning to open up a neighborhood, when says now selling, and you barely see houses on the street, that's going to be one of the best times to buy. Why? Because if you know about the site plan that's in there, and the site plan is going to be the map of the neighborhood. It basically shows you the model home, and they say that they're projected to build 500 houses in this neighborhood. Well, if you're house number 5 out of 500, that means that throughout that time, there's possibilities for prices to increase. There's possibilities for them to increase in options. In new construction, as things sell more, they do increase the price. So when you buy at the beginning of the phase, it allows you to get something that I call no sweat equity. Meaning,
you ain't got to sweat
to get this value of your home increased. That's going to be a great time for you to purchase a new construction home, is when they've started. Because
you ain't got to work.
As they raise the prices, as they finish out the community, that's just value being added to your home. The second thing that I'm going to talk about with buying a new construction is going to be seasons. So seasons are very important when it comes to new constructions. And I don't know why, but when I was working on the new sales floor, spring and fall were always the best seasons to purchase houses. Seasons for spring is just because everybody is happier because the weather is great. everybody is now out of this winter season. We're happy to see spring. People are outside shopping. Now we have the holidays, we have graduations, we have a lot of family time being curated during the springtime, and travel hasn't not necessarily started yet, but a lot of people are a little bit happier in the spring because they're happier to see sunlight. People are getting out, people are shopping more. We're not in that hibernation stage anymore. The summer is not going to necessarily be the good time to buy. And the reason why I say that is because everybody's traveling. Everybody is out of the country. There's not a lot of people buying houses at this time. And sometimes the prices could be a little bit different. Now, they may give you a higher incentive during the summer because there's not as many people buying. But at that time, summer, you're not really focused on a house. You're really just focused on the fact that kids are out of school. We got summer break. They got break.
We can all finally just relax for a couple months, right?
And then it's going to be the fall. So the fall is going to be great because people are winding down. Kids are getting back in school. People are moving different states. They want to move to where the different school districts are so that they can take benefits of that. A lot of people try to secure houses before the school season starts. And then also too, with the fall, there's a lot of discounts. So I don't know why, but it does seem like there's more incentives that goes out during the fall time from a builder standpoint. Definitely spring and fall could be the top seasons where people are purchasing. But as I said before, buy when you're ready. And when you're ready, that means that you also need to have a realtor that can negotiate a great incentive for you that works for your mortgage payment and plan. Because say if you're ready by the summertime and you just want to get it done, don't withhold yourself to the fall because you feel like there's an incentive where in reality you may be paying more money by waiting a little bit later. If you're my client, then I will educate you on that part, but that's one of the things as well. New Homes Guide, they actually shared this as well. They talked about the third thing is buyers lead in any season. If there aren't any buyers in new construction,
there aren't any homes.
And it's just that simple. You're leading the market. As a buyer, when it's a buyer's market, when buyers are out there shopping, that's what new construction builders are looking for. So you are the leading thing for new construction. So if they have buyers, they're going to have houses. And if they don't have houses, then they're going to have to create that to create buyers. So always know as a buyer, you're the one that's going to be an asset to that new construction builder when you're looking for the house because they need you to purchase that or they need your family member or etc.
Just remember that you're the prize always.
Say that one more time.
Just remember that you are the prize.
The fourth thing is another good time to purchase is when you see the coming soon signs. So when you're going to a neighborhood and you see new phase or new community coming soon, that means those houses, I'm gonna be honest with you, anytime you see a new neighborhood about to be developed, that developer has already probably purchased that land a year or two prior to you seeing that sign. Meaning that sign is put out there when they're already at the municipality getting permits back and ready to start the first phase, meaning that they're about to start clearing land. So when you see that, that's going to be a good prompting. From my last video, I said when permits are coming, permits are released, you have 6 to 9 months for the house to be built. So you know if you see a new community sign, that means that probably by the end of the year or 3 months before that year is out, you already know new houses is going to be in that area. You already know new development is happening. So that can give you a time frame of how to financially be able to position yourself to move into a house at a certain time is when you're seeing those signs. Those are going to be the 5 things that I'm going to talk about when it comes to when buying a new home. It's really not going to be this deep philosophical response about when buying a house. So the main thing is buy when you're ready. But also the other 4 that I shared with you, those are going to be tips on stuff to look for. To recap those, buy when you're ready. Best time is when you're looking for is going to be buying in the beginning phases. The third thing is going to be the certain seasons. So spring and fall is going to be very high spike seasons for a lot of buyers to be in the market. The fourth thing is you lead the seasons. And then the fifth thing is going to be the coming soon, the brand new signs, the new communities. Those are going to be a lot of things that you look for when you're buying a new construction house. If you need more detail about that, New Homes Guide was a really good source when I was researching about like new construction. I actually had to re-look this up because working in it and new home sales. I almost forgot about like some of these notes, but New Homes Guide really hit a really good mark on just some of the tips that you can learn about when to buy a new construction house. I really hope that that helped you. I hope that that was something that you can attain, you can kind of just put in your back pocket, and you can just remember that, hey, when I'm about to buy a new construction, these are the things that I need to look for. And like I said, this will help you stay educated. This will help you stay abreast on the things when it comes to buying a new construction house. And it'll help you be well versed in conversation, not only with other agents, but also your real estate agent. And like, you look, I learned about this on Candace Spann, the Realtor channel. And she's been giving me a lot of education on it. And I really hope that it was something that you can take back with you. So thanks again for watching and always tuning in with all of my content. I'll be coming to you guys more just with a lot of new construction tips and videos and just all this stuff that you can just keep in your back pocket. And I'm excited to continue to share more education with y'all. If you have any questions or you're looking for a licensed realtor in the state of South Carolina, you're going to find me. My name is Candace Spann. My website is going to be www.candacespann.com. You can find all my information at candacespann.com/links. Please follow me on all my platforms. All my pages start with _Candace Spann or _Candace Spann, the Realtor. I do give a lot of tips here on YouTube. I also go live every Wednesday, TikTok at 8 o'clock. I do a lot of stuff, y'all, as you can see. But just know that you can always find me at candacespann.com. And if you don't remember anything I'm saying, go there, because my website is going to take you where I'm at on all platforms. But once again, I appreciate you guys for always tuning in and liking, subscribing. And please do that on this video if you enjoy this content. And leave some comments below if there's something else that you would like for me to share or talk about when it comes to new construction. And I can't wait to talk to you guys next time.